In this lecture, we're going to look closely at some of the individual words and phrases used by Armitage to create certain effects. First of all, there are a series of metaphors running through the poem to describe the injuries that Eddie endured. The scar on his face is described as being a frozen river. As it's frozen, it can no longer flow, it's no longer moving. Like Eddie, the river can't escape from its position, but deep below there is something moving and alive. It is a matter of breaking the surface to allow these emotions to flow. We also read about the soldier's jaw being a blown hinge, a hinge being something that connects two things. But now it is blown, it is no longer attached. It can't function, it's broken, like Eddie. A hinge opens something up, but he is unable to do this. In a similar way, his shoulder is a fractured rudder. A rudder drives something forward, and the fact that this is broken or fractured shows that this man is not able to move. He is stuck in the painful world of his experiences. Armitage also uses interesting adjectives to describe Eddie's collarbone. The porcelain, a type of china, is very delicate and vulnerable. It is easily broken or damaged. Once the porcelain is broken, the cracks always remain, even if it is glued back together. Similar to Eddie, who has had his injuries sewn up, but the scar will always show the damage that has been done. We're also reminded of the fragility of the soldier, as his lungs are compared to that of a silk parachute. Silk being soft and delicate. Armitage uses repetition of the phrase, "only then." He's reminding us that Laura is having to move very slowly and patiently through the relationship, a step at a time, with the possibility of even having to repeat steps just to try and get through to Eddie and help him with his suffering. There's another interesting metaphor to describe the bullet that has become lodged in Eddie's body. We're told that Laura can picture the scan of the fetus of metal, and we have to consider why the poet uses this image of an unborn child. Perhaps he's trying to show how, like an unborn baby grows, develops and gets stronger, so too will the bullet, or the wound, continue to cause pain, rather than being buried deep within. It will eventually come to the surface. The closest Laura gets to seeing Eddie's mental pain is when she finds the metaphorical, unexploded mine buried deep in his mind. Though his pain is hidden and buried, there is a sense that it may explode at any minute, and that if you touch it, you'll die. Perhaps, despite Laura wanting to help her husband, the mine shows her fear and worry of what she would find if it were to finally come to the surface. Finally, it's worth noting that throughout the poem, Armitage uses military imagery. The parachute, the bullet, the unexploded mine, reminding us that even when these soldiers return home, war may never be far from his mind.